because you wanted to get your peace back. Don't give it up now. You already did the hard part. You already cut off access, cut off conversation. You already denied yourself sexually, even though you got used to having sex with that person that wasn't no good for you, and you kind of wanted that back. You already did all the hard stuff. Don't go back now. Don't reopen those doors just because the old familiar is still kind of calling to you. And dang sure do not fold if that person who is at least being narcissistic, whether they got the diagnosis or not, do not fold to their pressure. Do not fold to their antics. You left them to get your peace back. Now you got to protect it at all costs. I'm speaking on this because, I just did the conversation recently about how no contact is not meant to correct them. It's really meant to protect you. And I got an email from one of the young ladies that got a part of my program. And that's the only people that I respond to questions for, by the way. But she asked me, what happens whenever you do go no contact and they do everything they can to get you back? And she was talking about hoovering and all this other stuff. And we'll go more in depth in those types of terms. But essentially what she was dealing with was somebody that was not just trying to plead their case and get her back, but they were doing other things to kind of sabotage her peace. The very thing she left to get back, they were trying to ruin. And it's something that I should have talked about. And I hate that I didn't. When you go no contact, especially if you're going no contact with a person who has been operating like a narcissist. No, can't diagnose them, but if they're being narcissistic, you can at least identify that. Expect them to attack you. Expect them that it's not going to come without punishment. Because when you're dealing with somebody who is at least being narcissistic, they feel entitled. There is no leaving them scot-free. There is no leaving a narcissist and they don't feel further injured than what they already felt probably coming into the relationship. There is no leaving a narcissist and they take that shame of being left like just good, just like, take it on the chin and keep it moving. You have to understand when you leave a narcissist and then you go no contact, like, hey, you're not just out the house, you're not just broken up with them verbally or anything like that. They literally cannot get access to you. They cannot get access to that supply that they were finding in you. There's going to be a price to pay. Pay it. Pay it. It's so worth it because eventually they have to stop. But first, let's just get into, because there's five ways that a person that's acting like a narcissist is going to respond to you going no contact. The first and most obvious way, most of y'all already know, smear campaign. I don't know if I'm talking to anybody, put I down in the chat if you've ever had a breakup where you just wanted to be free, you got free, it took you whatever energy and time it took you to finally walk away from that toxic situation, and then whenever you left, all you hear is this person, this ex, keeping your name in their mouth. They done said this, they done said that, they done alleged this, they got rumors, they done, whatever it is, be ready. If you're getting ready to leave a person and they've been showing these types of tendencies, narcissistic tendencies, expect whenever you leave them for them to be talking about you, because they have to set the tone, they have to craft the narrative some type of way that they were not the bad person you were. Now, everybody got something that done happen in their past and they free to talk. I'm not talking about them talking to their friends. I'm talking about them talking to anybody that's out in the public sphere or in your circle or whatever. Y'all church, y'all workplace, y'all whatever it is, space that y'all share, social media. One way that a narcissist is guaranteed to respond to you going no contact is to try and drag your name down, because if they can no longer hurt you, they will try to damage the way other people see you. And nowadays, actually, there's a new way that narcissists will go about it. A lot of times, they won't tell an outright lie. What they'll do is they will leverage partial truths. So there will be something that you did. Let's say you did anything wrong. Let's say you had a drinking problem at any point in time. Let's say you went out and clubbed a lot. Let's say you have more than one or two baby daddies that, whatever. Something that you did wrong. Let's say you lost your temper in the relationship at some point. They will leverage that, tell a partial truth, something that they feel like will get you to engage with them to clear your name. This is why I always say, man, look, because I used to think, man, protecting my name was the most important thing. Then I understood protecting my peace was the most important thing. Let people think what they want to think. You got to get to that point, especially if you're dealing with no contact and a person that feels like you punished them or you attacked them by going no contact with them because you could not stand them anymore. They're going to try and still attack your peace by attacking your name. A smear campaign. Another thing that's really modern that I've only began seeing in the last probably 5 to 10 years is because of the infatuation around narcissism and the concept. Everybody that you don't like is a narcissist. That's what social media says. A narcissist will try to beat you to the punch and frame you as the narcissist. Tell people that you were the narcissist. So if they can beat you to the punch and everybody knows of a narc, what it does, it validates whatever they're doing, whatever they're saying. It justifies it. It gives them a pass to drag you and drag you and drag you because everybody can relate to having a narcissist. So be very wary about that. Do not engage in some type of battle. Everything is about getting your energy back into the mix because that was a part of their supply, especially if they can see that they rattled you. Another way that a narc will respond to no contact is they will try to rattle the people around you. Okay, so similar to the smear campaign, it's about not just agitating you, but agitating whoever does have access to you still, and therefore agitating you now. So if they can say things that your parents, your children, your brother, your sister, whoever, somebody friends with you, say things that they become aware of, they know they can rattle you. If they can talk about those people and implicate that, hey, this person and that person, they did some messed up stuff with that person, yeah, they'll do that. And now it won't even be about you, especially once you show them that you can't be bothered by them just talking on your name. You don't care. Anybody that even got their ears open to them, you don't care about that. But you are going to care in their mind. You are going to care if your family members, your friends get offended on your behalf, want to defend you on your behalf. Because at some point, it's going to get back to you and they're going to wonder why you're not saying anything. Be very careful about that. In everything that I'm saying, be careful. I'm saying protect your peace by not getting back into it with that person that was there just to sabotage your peace. Protect your energy, withhold your energy. No, do not get on the battlefront with them at all. Now, if it gets to a point where they're telling, straight out lies or they straight up threatening people, of course, get the authorities involved by all means. But beware of whenever you go no contact with a narc. If they can't get to you, they'll try to get to somebody or some people that you care about. Another thing that a narc would do, whenever you go no contact with them, they'll try to affect your income. So if you were sharing with, if you spent any significant amount of time, whether in a relationship, marriage, etc., they probably know what you do for work, right? Man, I think in the last week, I saw a story on TikTok. The girl had an online business. It took off. The guy that she was with, that she left, went and deleted all her customer base. So she could no longer email market. It's kind of, I don't want to get too techie, but she could no longer basically make the money she was making. That's how far they will go. They're going to say, okay, if I can't get in your head by talking about you, if I can't get in your head by even talking about your friends or whoever you're close to and talking and bringing them into it, I'm going to try to get at your survival. I'm going to try to get at the way that you eat. I'm going to try to get at the way that your purpose, everything that I know that you're passionate about, I'm going to try to affect that. You go no contact? They got multiple ways to try and punish you. I say try because really the power is still in your hands. If it wasn't, they wouldn't have to come over to you to try to get it. But they will try to affect your income. Be very careful. Actually, matter of fact, there was another video I saw, and some of y'all probably saw it. A guy won $30 million, and the girlfriend he was with killed him because she said that, he was going to leave her and not give her anything or something like that. Now, there's only one person telling the side of the story, but essentially don't think that if you leave a person, they're not already thinking what that means for them. They ain't thinking about you. They ain't thinking about, okay, you got your piece. Let me just let you go and do you. I messed up. Let me just let you be. No. If the person is being narcissistic, they're going to feel like you took something from them just to regain yourself that you lost by trying to love them. I know it sounds crazy. Somebody put I down in the chat so I can know that you know what I'm talking about. Somebody put if you've ever been in any of these situations, put I down in the chat so I can know that somebody out there knows what I'm talking about, because I promise you it's not cap. Another way a narcissist will respond to no contact, and this is when they're getting really desperate, they will try to remain connected to you in some way. Keep some of your stuff. If you're married and you try to divorce, they will try to string that process out however they can. They'll somehow, some way they'll make it a fight over who gets the property or who gets the dog or who gets the plants. They'll make something a battle to retain your energy again, because it's something that you care about, your clothes, your jewelry, something that you got from a family member. Whatever it is they can do to stay connected to you, they're going to do it. Now, why? Is it because they just love you so much and can't let you go, or they genuinely believe that this is theirs? No. It's all about saying, I'm not letting go of that energy. A narcissist feels entitled to your energy, especially after they were getting supplied by it for so long. Oh yeah, you don't just go live your life and think that you're gonna just be happy. No. So if they can keep things of yours, or whatever it means, to still be able to say, this is why I'm still talking about this woman and I'm still doing this, that, and the other, because she got she got this. And really, what's really going on that people don't know is they're the ones that's holding on. They're the ones that won't let go. I'm just trying to get my such and such back. You ever had somebody try to get another chance by hitting you up, talking about, I left something over. Do you mind if I come and get it? Like, no, I can FedEx it to you. I put it outside, you know what I'm saying, at Walmart or something like that. You just come by and get it, before somebody else come and steal. No. Whatever they got, unless it's children, and unless it's something that you truly cannot get back any other way, then you got to go the legal route. Try to disconnect when you go no contact, you have to go no contact on multiple levels. And that brings me to the last point. A narc will respond to no contact by manipulating your children. Either manipulating them to try to get the children to see you differently, or manipulating them by essentially hurting them, snatching away their love, being inconsistent with the children, not providing for the children. Dude, literally, it sounds crazy. This is when they're not just desperate, they're straight up vindictive. If they go to the children, put I down in the chat if you've ever tried to co-parent with a narcissist, and whenever you say, hey, I'm not going to give you any, we don't have another chance, they did something that would affect the children. That kind of goes back to rattling those around you, but we're talking about babies now. We're talking about kids. Yes. So be prepared. All of this comes down to understanding what that man or woman's going to do depending on who you are, because narcissists come in both genders, or all genders. So that when you make that move away from that person, you already know what's going to happen. You already know you're going to have your income set up that they cannot touch, that they cannot get to and mess up. You're going to have your mind prepared for people to be talking and be misunderstood about you. And you're going to have, and I just encourage you, set up some type of barriers, some type of boundaries with your children. If you need a therapist, get a therapist involved, because they're probably going to start trying to manipulate your children. Get them to think that you're the one that broke up the family. Get them to think that you're the one that's you don't care, you don't want this. Yeah, I can't see, mommy don't want me, and that's why I can't come and see you. That's why I can't give you. They will try to manipulate your child. I know it sounds crazy. Now, I know what I just said was really heavy, but guys, do not develop what I call narcissistic paranoia. This is something that's going on right now on social media, everywhere, because we talk about this topic so much. The truth is, and I don't care how this plays out with me and any product I sell and I'm talking about it, most men, most women are not narcissists. I know that may surprise you. Most people aren't. Most people, in my belief, can have a space or an emotional state where they are narcissistic, but most people are actually not narcissists. Now, why do I say that? It's not because you need to now let your guard down and say, this person not. I don't want your objective to be going out here diagnosing nobody. You identify what a person is doing, and if it's narcissistic in its nature, there's a certain way to protect yourself. That's the whole goal. You ain't trying to go out here and be a mental health professional. You trying to go out here and make sure that you have peace of mind, you have mental health, you have a well-being that is established and protected for you and your babies. That's the whole goal. And in addition to that, you don't want to develop what I just talked about, the paranoia, where you think there's a narc behind every bush, because then your energy will emit that, and now you're expecting everybody to come and hurt you and want the worst for you. And then when you meet somebody who has your best interest at heart, and there are men out here, ladies, who will love you, who will care about you, who will protect you, who will be gentle with you, who will provide for you and invest in you on every level. I'm telling you, there are men out here who will do that, but it's so hard for them to do that to a woman that's only used to the absolute worst men have to offer. It's so hard to be the first good man that a woman has come across. And so what I don't want you guys to do is to have this framework where everybody's a narc, but instead protect yourself, cleanse yourself from that, whatever it is that you done been through, and then set your sights on, okay, how do I now become more attractive, more receptive to the kind of man that's really on my level? Now, if you're a bit younger, there's one approach to doing that, because you're going to be meeting guys who have really just not developed into them full self. But if you're over a certain age, say age 35, 40, and I really want to emphasize this because very few people are talking about this, but you have to date according to your season of maturity. And more specifically, the season of maturity for the man that you know that you deserve. You cannot go out here using just any approach in order to connect with somebody who's on your level. The person that you want is going to be completely different than the person that maybe you wanted 20 years ago. So your approach has to also elevate in terms of its evolving. Now, if you want more content on that for free, click the link that you see pinned down there in the comments, also in the caption whenever you back out. I did a free video for those who are 40 and over on how you can position yourself and how you can weed out those who are really not on your level, but how you can position yourself to be more receptive and attractive to men who are actually equally yoked with you in terms of their character and their maturity. If you're over the age of 40, maybe even over the age of 35. Again, it links down there in the comments. But back to what I was saying. Ladies, especially, and men, because some of y'all are dealing with the same thing. But don't think that you just gonna go no contact and everything gonna be willy-nilly fine. But at the same time, don't think that because it's not fine, it's damaged, it's the end. Some things get worse before they get better. You know, if you wanted to get in shape and have the body of your dreams, you have to go work out. There's going to be some pain involved, but it's a good pain. Or if you had to get something removed, a cancerous tumor, there's going to be some pain involved in that surgery, but it's a good pain. It's a healing pain. Even the narcissist imploding, self-destructing, and trying to take you down with him or her, that's a good pain for you. It's a part of the healing. You're healing your entire life from this poison that you once upon a time ingested into your spirit. Let it happen. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to ruin you. It's not going to damage you. Don't panic. You get around some people who got your best interest at heart. You get really clear about who you are and whose you are. So whatever they're saying bounces right off and you really don't care. Just like somebody calling you the wrong name, you're not going to, lose your sleep over it. It's just, hey, that ain't you. So you probably ain't even going to respond. Same thing. And your babies are more resilient than what you probably think they are. Anything that's going on with that parent, trust me when I say this, if you just show up as you supposed to show up, they're going to have a baseline for what a good, loving, strong, caring, nurturing parent is. And then for everything else, one day they're going to put it in perspective and they're going to have their own testimony and be able to help other people. Don't trip. Don't trip. When you go no contact, just make sure you don't end up with no peace because you tried to fix and correct and make just all the things that person is doing that you left. But those are just my thoughts. I'm your internet brother trying to look out per usual. And if you got something of value from this, I don't need your money. But what I do want you to do is pay it forward to somebody else who can also get value. Bless somebody else on your timeline, one of your friends or family members, by hitting that share button. That's how you can do that. It's free, takes 10 seconds, maybe not even that. Oh, and if you are over the age of 40 and you want my best dating advice, free dating advice, by the way, for women who are 40 and up who are also trying to date men who are 40 and up, click the link that you see pinned down there in the comments. Also in the caption whenever you back out. It says like seduceagoodman.com/ something like that. Click that link. You see it. It's on my page. I'll let y'all lady.